Hello friends, in this class we'll study about surface tension and viscosity. We know that liquid state is an intermediate state between solid state and gaseous state. Liquids have definite volume but no definite shape. Liquids are incompressible and possess the property of fluidity. Now, let us focus on some characteristic properties of liquid state. Liquid is made up of molecules, atoms in rare case like mercury. Intermolecular force of attraction is less compared to solid, but it is more compared to gaseous state. The molecules of liquid are in a state of continuous random motion. The average kinetic energy of a molecule of a liquid is directly proportional to absolute temperature. In this figure, we can see that the molecule B, which lies in the interior of liquid, is attracted equally in all directions by other molecules surrounding it. Therefore, it does not experience an unbalanced force when compared with molecule A. Molecule A lies on the surface of liquid and it experienced an unbalanced force which is acting in downward direction. Therefore, here we can say that liquid surface is therefore under tension due to unbalanced force. And this tension is called as surface tension, which is a surface property of liquids which arises due to existence of intermolecular force of attraction. Surface tension is defined as the force acting along the surface of liquid at right angle to any line of unit length. Its unit is Newton per meter. Now we'll see some important features of surface tension. Surface tension is due to intermolecular force of attraction, and therefore liquid with greater intermolecular force of attraction have larger value of surface tension. As the temperature increases, intermolecular force of attraction also decreases and hence surface tension decreases. So here we can say that if we increase the temperature, surface tension decreases. Surface tension tends to reduce the surface area of liquid to minimum. That is, it is for the reason that drop of a liquid and bubble of a gas in a liquid becomes spherical and the surface are being minimum for the given volume. Surface tension is responsible for the rise of liquid in the capillary tube provided the liquid wets the glass. Now, we'll measure the surface tension with the help of an instrument called as stalagmometer. But before that, we'll focus on the principle on which the stalagmometer works. When a liquid drop is allowed to fall through a capillary tube of uniform radius, the force acting on that drop in upward direction due to surface tension is given by, so over here F1 equals to 2 pi r gamma cos theta, where 2 pi r is the circumference of that capillary and gamma is the surface tension, and over here theta is the angle of contact. If theta is equal to 0, means cos theta equals to 1, so we can write that F1 equals to 2 pi r gamma, and the force acting, that is F2, in downward direction when a liquid falls is given by mg, that is F2 equals to mg, that is weight of the drop. At equilibrium condition, both forces are equal. Therefore, we can say that F1 equals to F2. Therefore, 2 pi r gamma equals to mg. And for two different liquids, we can write this equation, that is 2 pi r gamma 1 upon 2 pi r gamma 2, where gamma 1 and gamma 2 are the surface tension of two different liquid, equals to m1g upon m2g, where m1 and m2 are the masses of drops. However, it is not possible to measure the weight of single drop. Hence, an alternate method known as drop number method is used. In this method, the number of drops formed by the fixed volume of liquid are measured. Let N1 and N2 be the number of drops formed from the same volume V of two liquid whose densities are D1 and D2. Then the term masses M1 and M2 of each drop of two liquid can be replaced by using this equation. Now, this drop number method make use of device to measure the number of drops formed, and the device is known as stalagmometer. The upper portion of stalagmometer is connected to the Y-shaped glass tube with the help of rubber tubing. One arm of the Y-shaped is connected to pinch cock and other to the screw clamp. In the beginning, the screw clamp is closed and pinch cock is kept open, and the given liquid is sucked above the mark A. The pinch cock is then closed and screw clamp is gradually opened to regulate the number of drops flowing out. When 15 to 20 drops of liquid falls per minute is adjusted, the clamp is left undisturbed. The liquid is sucked again and the number of drops formed as the liquid flow from mark A to B is measured. Let N1 be the number of drops formed by the given liquid with density D1 and surface tension gamma 1. The stalagmometer is now cleaned and dried, and the experiment is repeated by taking the reference liquid, so usually water. Let N2 be the number of drops formed by the water having density D2 and surface tension gamma 2. Thus, from the experiment, the measurement of number of drops of two liquid, knowing the density of two liquid and value of surface tension of one of the liquid, so using all this data, we can calculate surface tension of other liquid. Let's see one numerical based on this formula. Calculate the number of drops formed by an organic liquid having density 0.854 into 10 raised to 3 kg per meter cube and surface tension 0.051 Newton per meter. If water forms 25 drop with the same stalagmometer, given the density of water is 0.998 into 10 raised to 3 kg per meter cube and its surface tension is 0.0728 Newton per meter. Here, notation 1 will consider for water. So N1 is number of drops formed by water is 25. Density, that is D1, is 0.998 into 10 raised to 3 kg per meter cube. Gamma 1, that is density of water, is given. We have to calculate value for N2, that is number of drops formed by the organic liquid, and density of organic liquid is given as well as surface tension is given. So using this formula we can calculate the number of drops. So only we have to substitute the value for N1, D2, gamma 1, D1 and gamma 2. So at the end we say that N2 equals to 29 drops. Some liquids like water, alcohol, etc. flow easily, while some liquids like honey, castor oil, etc. do not flow easily. The resistance offered to the flow of liquid is the characteristic property of liquid, and this resistance offered is called as viscosity. Viscosity is measured in terms of viscosity coefficient. Viscosity coefficient is defined as tangential force per unit area required to maintain the unit velocity gradient between the layers of liquid, and unit of viscosity coefficient is poise. Relative viscosity. It is defined as the ratio of viscosity of solution to the viscosity of the solvent used. Next is specific viscosity. The relative viscosity of polymer solution of known concentration minus 1, usually determined at low concentration. Viscosity of liquid depends on nature of the liquid. That is, if the substance with high molecular weight, it has high viscosity. Or if the molecules are spherical, then it possesses less resistance, that is, less viscosity. Or rod-shaped, plate-shaped or irregular molecules offers high resistance, that is, high viscosity. Straight chain molecules are less viscous. Polar liquid are more viscous than non-polar liquid. Higher the intermolecular force of attraction between liquid molecule, higher is its viscosity. Next, viscosity also depends upon the temperature of liquid. At higher temperature, intermolecular force of attraction between liquid molecule is less and viscosity decreases. For every rise in temperature by 1 degree Celsius, viscosity decreases approximately by 2%. Viscosity of a liquid is also affected due to presence of some solute in liquid. Determination of viscosity by using Ostwald viscometer. It consists of a bulb A with marking A1 and A2, that is above and below the bulb, and it is attached to a capillary tube and a storage bulb C. A definite volume of experimental liquid is introduced into bulb C, and then it is sucked into the tube above A1. Now, the time required for the liquid to flow between the mark A1 and A2 is observed. The viscometer is then cleaned, dried, and the experiment is repeated with water. Ostwald viscometer is based on Poiseuille's equation, that is eta equals to pi PR raised to 4 T upon 8 VL. So we can write this equation from experimental liquid as well as for water. Then we have to take ratio of this. And from this we say that pressure is directly proportional to density of the liquid. So we'll directly replace the pressure term by density of the liquid. Using this formula, we can calculate viscosity of the liquid. Let's see one numerical based on this formula. In the measurement of viscosity by an Ostwald viscometer at 293 Kelvin, water takes 30 seconds to flow between the mark, while the flow of another liquid with density 1.5 into 10 raised to 3 kg per meter cube takes 35 seconds. Calculate the viscosity of unknown liquid. Given viscosity of water at 293 Kelvin is 0.001 Newton second per meter square and density of water is 0.9982 into 10 raised to 3 kg per meter cube. So using this formula, we can calculate the viscosity of unknown liquid.